Today I'm gonna show you how to launch a connection between Java and MySQL. And these are the 5 steps that we're gonna cover. And we'll just start with create a new empty project. So I have IntelliJ here, create project, which is gonna be a Java project. It's gonna be a hello world. I'm gonna call it database tutorial. That. Yeah, and we are ready. Point number 1 is done. So number 2 is to download the MySQL connector jar file, because we're gonna need this file in a while. So I'm gonna take up the browser and just Google this MySQL JDBC driver jar, and take the first link. And you see here, download, go a little bit down, that you can choose operating system. You can just choose the independent one. This should work for everybody. And you can take this file here called platform independent zip archive. You don't need to sign in, you just say no thanks. So you download this one and show in Finder, and then you unzip it, like whatever tool you're using for that one. Then we can need this jar file. This is the file we're gonna need, this one here. And this file I'm gonna copy into my workspace root directory, where I already have a couple of jar files, and I have this file already there. So you would just put yours there also. Okay, so now I have the file. Now I need to tell IntelliJ about this file, because we need it for the driver. So we go into the file menu of IntelliJ, and then you go into project structure like this, and here you can go to libraries and say the plus sign Java, and here you just navigate to wherever you put the file. I would recommend to put it in the jar on your root directory, but that's for you to decide. Here just say OK, and say OK one more time. Okay, so now we're ready to code. So now we did number 2. So number 3 is to connect to MySQL. Okay, so how to do that? We can make a static field to hold the URL. So we can say private static final string, and we can call it db URL equals to, and we should give it it has to be your JDBC colon MySQL, and then it says colon again, and then the address, which is localhost, and the port number is 3306, which is a default port number used by MySQL. And then you have to name the database. My database is calling NYDB. It's because a Danish thing called NyDB. And it could be good to have 2 parameters. One of them being that use SSL should be false, and server time zone equals UTC, like that. So this is the database, and these are 2 parameters we sent. Yep. And we need one more string for the username. So private static final string db user, and mine is called root, and we need one more for the password, which in my case is just empty password. Yeah. Okay. So now we have the fields we need, and we can try to make a connection. And when I say try, I mean literally try, because we need to try and catch it. So I'm gonna say connection, and it imports automatically. Just so you see, it imports automatically here. Equals, and we need the driver manager to get the connection, and we're gonna give it the URL, the username, and the password. So dp URL. We need to have this one here. URL, dp user, dp password. And IntelliJ sees that we have no exception handling here, so we can click the red and say surround to try and catch. Okay. So we get the connection now. So number 4, we create a SQL query and launch it. Okay. So we make a string, and I'm gonna say that the table which I have and here, this is the MySQL workbench. The table is called this one, spisebo. It's got Danish thing, like called dining table in Danish, and it has only one row, and I need to connect to it. So nydb spisebo. So I'm going to say select all from spisebo, and then this star here means all, so which means select all rows, no matter what the data. Okay, so I'm going to make a statement object. Statement equals connection, create statement, and then we can execute it, giving the SQL string as a parameter. And when we execute, we get a result set. So we say the result set equals statement execute query, and I'm going to give the SQL as a parameter. And this is the one we just made there. Okay, so now we have the result set, and we should display the results as here, number 5. Okay, so what we can do is we can make, for example, a while loop, and we can say while result set next, which means while there is a next row to point to, we can just print out the values, for example, by saying string name equals result set get string, and here we can choose between either the column index or the name. So you can choose either this one or the name, and in this I'm gonna choose name in this way. It says NAVN. I'm gonna say here NAVN. It's Danish, it means name. So now we have the name. We can just print it out, for example, from dp, and just print it name. That's it. We've done it. So now let's run the code. I'm gonna run it. Yes, and as expected, we see here the hvide, it means the white one. So that's it. Thank you very much for